Okay, hi Go Run Girls, Coach Marie here, and this is the start to our Inspirational Running Woman of New Zealand week. Bit of a mouthful, and our first woman, a lovely lady that I've got on to interview today is Kate Southern. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. You are the first woman to inspire those girls out there, hopefully for 2019.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So why Kate is from Palmy. She is mother of 3 boys, and I have been watching Kate mostly on Instagram for probably half the year, and being inspired about with her posts, lots of beautiful photos of her running and her running groups, and how she inspires other women to run and look locally in your community, giving back. I love everything about Kate, so I thought I'd bring her on and share part of her journey with you girls out there, and something just might inspire you, or you think, Kate, that's a great idea, I'm going to do that. So this is the reason why I'm having a week full of inspirational women who have their own personal journeys, and hopefully that you will connect in some way with these women. So thank you, Kate. So let's get straight into it. So Kate, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I would describe myself as a fairly ordinary person. I think I'm fairly ordinary. I'm a mum, obviously. I've got 3 boys. They're pretty full on. The oldest is 9 and the youngest is 4. So they've, loads of energy, always active. I predominantly have been a stay-at-home mum for the past 9 years, getting a bit back into paid work now, which is cool. Yeah, I love to run. I've just recently picked up some mountain biking as well, which is really exciting. But yeah, that's me. Nothing terribly exciting about me, just, yeah.
In a nutshell, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you inspire a lot of women to do what, to get out there and give it a go, which is what Go Run Girls is all about.
Yeah.
So tell me, because you're involved with quite a few things in Palmy, tell me a bit about your running groups, because there's 2 called Park Run and Fearless group. Tell me about these.
Yeah, sure. So I'm involved with a group called 261 Fearless. They're a global organisation. We have clubs in New Zealand. The premise of 261 Fearless is that it's a very social, non-competitive running group. So it's geared particularly towards new runners or women who've always wanted to run but have always been a little bit nervous about getting into a traditional running club. But we also cater towards your more experienced, capable runner, maybe the runner who just wants to meet new friends, go for a run with other people. The number 261, let me just show you, 261, is the bib number that a lady called Kathryn Switzer wore when she ran the Boston Marathon in 1967. Back then it was a men's only event, and the idea was that women were far too frail to run anything longer than, I think it was 800 metres was the longest distance that they could compete in, for fear that the uterus would fall out while they were running, which is just crazy, but that's how it was back then in the 60s. So Kathryn entered the race under her initials, KV Switzer. She had the bib number 261. When they spotted her out on the course, they tried to manhandle her, push her off the course and get rid of her, and she went on to continue the race that day. And so now that number 261, it comes to stand for fearlessness, for courage, for perseverance, for getting things done even when people say you can't. So that's basically how that all comes about and how that sits with 261 Fearless.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. And how can you find out more information about that group if there's one in the area?
Sure. So we have clubs in Auckland. I think we have 3 different clubs in Auckland. There's one in Rotorua, Palmerston North, Wellington, and Christchurch. We have a Facebook page. Just search 261 Fearless NZ and you'll find us there. Send us a message to get in touch with any of us, and we'll get back to you about how to get involved. But it's a really, really casual, it's just an hour out of your day. Turn up, we'll do warm-ups, we'll do drills, maybe some games, depending how many people have come. Sometimes games don't work with, 2 or 3 people. And then we'll go for a run or walk, whatever level you're at. And the great thing is that you never have to worry about being on your own or being the last person, because the job of the coach is to always be at the back with whoever happens to be at the back. So there's no fear about being on your own or not being good enough, not being fast enough, because I know that holds a lot of women back.
Yes, it does, definitely. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. Okay, and you're also involved with Parkrun, which is another group that we have all over the world.
Yes, it's all over the world. It's been going for, I think, 13, 14 years all around the world. It's been in New Zealand for maybe 6 or 7, don't quote me on that, quite a long time. There's 27 parkruns around New Zealand, and parkrun is every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Rain, shine, public holiday or not, you turn up, you get given a little barcode, you run or walk your 5K, you get your little barcode scanned at the end, and you get a time sent to you by email, and it's free. Did I mention it's free? It's free, which is amazing. What else can you do for free these days? It's free. And it's free everywhere in the world. So you can have your own barcode. You can take that to any parkrun around the country or around the world. And yeah, it's just an awesome event. Great way to get people into it who, we have people at Palms North Parkrun, and it'll be the same at other parkruns around the country as well. We'll have the super fast people that can do it in anywhere between 15 minutes and 20 minutes. Those are the fast people, super fast people. And then we'll have people that, they're just, they're like, wow, how do you even run that fast? I don't know. And then we'll have people at the back who just walk every week. And their idea is to get out there with their mum, husband, neighbour, whatever, and for them it's more of a social thing. And then everywhere in between. So it's fantastic. Yeah.
Parents with their kids on bikes and dogs, and so much fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Kate, a little bit more about you. What inspires you to run? Because I can imagine that it's quite, hard to get out there and do your run when you've got your kids and you've got work and you've got the house and on and on and on. So, give us a few ideas about what inspires you to run.
Initially, after having children, it was to get back in shape, to lose the baby weight. But I quickly found that actually it was the main thing that I really loved about running was that it was something just for me. It wasn't about being a mum. It wasn't about being a wife or anything. It was just something just for me. So even now, I think that's still I don't know if that's an inspiration, but it's definitely a motivation. It's something that I can do for myself. I can set my own goals, challenge myself to try new distances that and the mental health aspect. And I know a lot of people talk about it. Just being active is really good for your brain, and it really helps for me. I'm sort of wired as an anxious personality, and I notice that if I'm not being active enough, and if I'm not running, I'm biking or whatever, walking. If I'm not doing that, I find that the anxiety can be a little bit more overwhelming. So those are probably my 2 biggest inspirations. Of course, the family, wanting to be a good role model for your children and show them that you can be active, and in whatever sport you enjoy, just pick something that you enjoy and do it, and then it won't ever be a chore. Yeah.
Okay. What challenges have you had? Do you have any challenges that pop up in your life when you're trying to train and get your new time?
The challenges, probably having children. I think it'd be the same for a lot of parents. You're now fitting in around your children. I don't have a full-time job, and my job is very flexible. So I'm very lucky that I'm able to train sort of when it suits me, and everything else fits around that. So that's not a challenge, but I can understand that would be for someone who's working full-time, especially in winter. I will admit that I have a tendency for injuries if I'm not looking out for myself and I'm not doing all the good things like strength training and listening to my body. So that's been a challenge. I am getting better at that and knowing when to pull back and when to maybe have another couple of days rest and go for that. But yeah, time and children is probably the biggest thing though. Yeah.
I think we can all relate with the injury thing, and
yeah,
terrible as women, knowing when to pull back and not have that run because it's not going to do us any favours. And I think, we definitely run the risk of overtraining. A lot of us women, as we go pretty hard, and you've got to manage everything else in your life. So knowing when to pull back is definitely a learned skill over time. But yeah, it's something that I think we all have to work on. Back. But through your experience of running, do you have any tips that you would like to share with the girls going into the Christmas season? And this is kind of, you need motivation and inspiration because you've got all the work dues, it's getting hotter out there, kids are at home. So any tips that you might have?
I think if you've got a family, if you're able to get the kids on bikes or one in a buggy or, find a friend in a similar situation, you might be able to job share the children while one of you goes for a run or walk or bike ride, whatever you're into. And then the next day, perhaps the other mother or father might look after the kids. So you all get a turn. The biggest thing for me is always having something to work towards. So finding an event or a goal that I'm going to work towards, and that keeps me motivated, because otherwise I just kind of flounder around and think, oh, well, what's the point today kind of thing. But also surrounding yourself with good people, with friends who are similarly minded. Running with others is a great way to have fun and get exercise in at the same time. And Parkrun 261, you get your social aspect and you exercise at the same time. That would probably be my advice.
It's great accountability too. You're running with people, you're booked in, then you're more than likely to turn up. You're not going to let you down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
On that,
yes.
Event?
My next event, I'm still working on that. There's a few they all look amazing. If I had unlimited funds and unlimited time, I'd go and do them all. Probably end up injured though. I do have a 10K time goal I'm working towards. I'll share it here because now that I've said it, I'm really going to have to work for it. I want to get under 50 minutes for 10Ks.
Under 50 minutes?
Under 50, yeah. So 49, 59 will be my goal.
What do you currently sit at, Kate?
A few weeks ago I did 52:30 or something like that. So, which is I think it was a 5:16 minutes per K average. So it's definitely a stretch goal, but I think, well, I know if I put the work in and I train for that, I'll get there. So we'll see. Maybe not on these hot summer days though. Don't know.
To sneak in like really early in the morning.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And have you got any events coming up?
Nothing that I've booked in yet. I do like to do the Great Forest events in Waitarere, which is about 45 minutes south of Palmerston North. It's a cool off-road. They do a marathon. I've done the half marathon there a couple of times. I quite like to go back and do that one again. That's in April. So apart from that, probably just work on my 10K goal and go from there. Decide in a few months what else I want to do next year. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kate, for sharing a bit about yourself, and there's some great tips in there. And I love how we spoke about Parkrun and 261 Fearless. So that, I mean, these are all things that, you know about and I know about, but there's a lot of newbies out there, or even maybe girls who have run for a while that don't know these groups are out there and they exist. Yeah. But they're very much out there, getting bigger and bigger. And so just Google and look for these running groups that are close to you for more information. But Kate, you're amazing. What is your Instagram?
It's K8__NZ.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, it's not that easy to remember, but hopefully not too bad.
But yeah, girls, if you want inspiration, I just love seeing a photo that, the photos that you post of you doing something, and it just, the smile on your face, the people that you're with, yeah. The running group in there and your children, and just lately about you biking, mountain biking events, just a bit of inspiration. So girls, go on and follow Kate. I'm sure she'd love it and love to inspire you too. But thank you so much, Kate. Have the best with us. And
yeah, you too.
Well, and we'll have you on again hopefully in the new year and see what you're up to.
Awesome. Thanks, Marie.
See you, Kate. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.